Hi everyone, welcome to Build with Shreya, where ideas and stories inspire you to build something extraordinary. And today we are here to dive deep into user centric SaaS startups. We earlier had a conversation with Arjun Arora, who is the co founder of Betterfy, a user research platform just like Maze, user testing, Lookback, and Dscout. And he shared a lot about his entrepreneurship journey and how he came about to building a user centric product. So today in this review video, we're going to break down all of those takeaways, get a deeper, better understanding by new analysis, research that can give us a good idea about the global SaaS market. So sit in there, get your coffee, settle in, and let's get ready. So let's talk about entrepreneurs having that entrepreneurial spark. What is it all about? Like, is it something natural to them, or do they develop that as part of certain things they're exposed to? So I believe that it is mostly sort of an arbitrage opportunity that they're able to identify along with the understanding of market demands. And in a conversation with Arjun, he shared a very interesting story that, he used to sell pens that he used to buy from India in Singapore. And that was basically just an arbitrage opportunity that he was able to identify. And I could really relate to it because, as a child, me with my best friend, we actually designed and sold hairbands for a bit, and we were super excited about that instance. And I think it was not really about earning money at that point, but more about, okay, we're creating value of some sort and people are validating it by paying whatever for that. So those could be certain instances that very early on people start seeing interest in identifying those kind of opportunities. But as they grow, as part of university or the environment, they could be exposed to certain programs that can also help inculcate those skills that are essential to have that entrepreneurial spark do its magic. So, as an example, Arjun participated in the Sage competition as part of his university in Singapore, which gave them a budget and a year to run different businesses. So, they went on creating multiple ventures from selling t shirts to roses to different climate initiatives. So, and I recently read in a book called Hustle, whose co author is Neil Patel, that it doesn't matter how small you start, but entrepreneurship and successful entrepreneurship is all about creating value, solving problems, even if it means starting small. So, and I know we relate to it as part of Build with Shreya as well. We have to be consistent, we have to hustle, but as long as we're connecting to people and we are providing them something which is helpful in their entrepreneurship journey, then it's all worth it. So now that you have the entrepreneurial spark, what is next? The next is identifying the problem that you want to solve. So once you have that entrepreneurial spark, you will be automatically looking out for, you know, or identifying things that you want to solve for. And that could be in your day-to-day life, whether it's part of your current job or just going about your daily routine or spending time with friends. It could be at any point in time in your life, right? So a similar example was with Arjun, where a user-centric triumph at Singtel, which is in form of Gomo, is what it took for him to really come up with Betterfy. So he shared how while they were developing Go Out More Often, Gomo, which is a youth focused telecom brand, he worked really closely with the call centers, with the customer service agents to understand what are the user pains, what is it that they're looking to solve for, right? And so sometimes it's very easy for an entrepreneur to get engrossed with the technical details of the product, or just get their laptops in there and just start building something which is like second nature to every engineer out there. But sometimes it is very important to keep the human element in mind. And so I'm a big believer, get a prototype out and start getting user feedback as soon as you can, because trust me, that prototype that you have will be very different from the ultimate product that will work in the market. So the idea is that you can identify problems in different areas of life, different phases of life, if you have that that hitch for picking up different issues and wanting to see, okay, is there an opportunity there, is there something that I can do about it? And then you will definitely be able to come up with problems that are worth solving, that you want to spend your next 5 years solving, and something that you're truly passionate about. One of the other aspects that Arjun learned on the job was global expansion of different products. So specifically when it came to Gomo, it was launched not only in Singapore but in 8 other countries, and it succeeded in Philippines and Thailand, but in others, it was received in a mixed way, right? So replicating the same model as Singapore in every other geography didn't work. So that kind of an insight really helps in understanding that the global landscape is very different, and building for one market might not exactly mean the same as building for other markets. So there are certain cultural nuances, certain localization aspects that you need to take care of, specifically when it comes to adopting those products. And just look at Netflix. Initially it a global success otherwise, but initially it did have certain challenges in terms of the viewing preferences and the local preferences of different regions that it was launching in. But today it is a success story. So yes, localization is super important when it comes to launching a global SaaS startup. So you might start it in one market, and usually the Western market, like the US market. But as soon as you're sort of localizing to different other regions, you need to research a little more locally and make sure that the product is sort of ready for local adoption. So coming to building of Betterfy, right, which is a user research platform, I think the core problem that it is trying to solve is the problem of confirmation bias, where companies have their own ideas about how their product should be, and everybody is sort of maybe not that honest about their feedback, and it just sort of ends up being something that user doesn't want. So Betterfy helped sort of get that honest feedback and make sure that the product was really something that the user wants, and that's what Betterfy was aimed to solve. So now that the product was built, Betterfy was out in the market, or whatever SaaS product you have built, the next question that comes in is, what about AI? What is the perspective on adopting AI? What is the next frontier for AI specifically in SaaS? And so Arjun had a very interesting perspective where he said that currently, as AI startups are assisting humans, going forward, they're going to start performing tasks for humans. And I honestly feel and believe in that perspective as well, with the kind of pace with which we are getting advancements in AI. And one of the other things that he mentioned was having opportunities specifically for Asian companies to build production ready AI solutions that integrate seamlessly into their enterprise systems. And so by not focusing on the flashy aspects of AI, like just building a chatbot, you're actually building AI enabled workflows that just are seamless, right? So I think that is a very good perspective to have. And in addition to that, he emphasized on companies being experimental with the AI tools that are coming in. And my personal perspective on that is that there would never be that perfect AI tool that would be there, and I feel everybody is sort of waiting for that. A lot of companies should start setting aside resources, investments, and their energy into adopting whatever advancements are there right now to create those systems and enterprise wide that can make them more efficient, and be okay with them being obsolete in a while, with the new advancements sort of coming in, and then sort of adopting them. So I think they need to be okay with this iterative process rather than sort of sitting around waiting for the perfect tool and expecting that they'll be able to sort of immediately adopt on the go whenever that tool comes. So it is a journey. AI adoption is a journey, and experimentation is a part of it. So the next thing we discussed about was metrics that matter and metrics that do not. We had a brief discussion, and I'm sure there's more to explore there. But as per Arjun, runway was a crucial aspect to look at, specifically in uncertain funding scenarios. And vanity metrics generally didn't tend to give a good indication of the health of the business. So he was of the opinion that leading indicators like the net promoter score were more important to sort of look at. So I personally feel that instead of focusing on big numbers, it is important to balance out which metrics you're focusing on, and it has to be a balance between leading as well as lagging metrics. And every company sort of has that differently aligned, but I'll make sure that we sort of explore that in future podcasts to see how we can balance both of them and what kind of enterprises can look at what kind of metrics. So one of the most important aspects of global SaaS, as we discussed earlier, was localization, which is localizing to different regions, different cultures. And Arjun shared with us that, he studied at the National University of Singapore, the University of Pennsylvania. He was brought up in India. So had a lot of multicultural exposure growing up. And I feel that becomes really important. And as per him, Singapore was much quieter, UPenn was more vocal, more diverse, and that sort of helps a person create a all-rounded personality and understanding and empathy for different regions, different cultures around them, and also help them sort of collaborate in a global setup. These days we are remote. People are in US in our team. Some people are in India. Some people are on different parts of the world. So how do we ensure that we're able to collaborate and bring the most out of the best of us and create the best solutions out there is by understanding those cultures. And so I think, just sort of getting those little exposures going out there, you might just be having a lot of fun, but you before you know it, you will understand so much about the global world around us. So the next thing we explored was different tools, softwares, and quirky ideas that they could share with the audience. And so Arjun loves using Calendly and Notion. And Notion is a personal favorite of many of our guests. And that goes without saying because of its amazing organization features. One of the trends that he shared are upcoming service as a software where different AI service agents are created to automate different complex workflows. And I think that's a very interesting trend that could be of great opportunity to different countries and industries around us. Apart from that, he shared a very quirky idea of creating a better reporting platform when it comes to content, which is not just clickbaity but is rational in its reporting. And I think, given the current scenario of social media and platforms that we have around us, there's a lot of bias, and I think we could definitely use a more unbiased and rational platform for that. So, in conclusion, we had an amazing podcast, and some of the key takeaways was to embrace a user-centric approach and understand the needs of your users by taking honest feedbacks from them, and create systems if they don't already exist to do the same before you start, building out something. The second is to focus on metrics that matter. Like, do not get diverted by just vanity metrics. Focus on metrics that can be a good balance for you and a good metrics for you in terms of understanding the health of your business. Third is to focus on the local context and regions. So expose yourself to as many cultures as you can, as many people as you can, so that you can successfully collaborate with them, whether they're your team members, whether they're users, and never stop learning and growing. Right? I mean, you could just stumble upon a problem that you want to solve and that you're passionate to solve, or you could just stumble upon a team member that you want to, build a solution for the next 5 years, right? So those are some things that I really learned as part of this. And then apart from that, never stop to experiment, specifically with the new age technologies that are coming in like AI. Just be open to experimentation and keep aside a couple of hours every day, or maybe every week, just for experimenting with the new tools and apps that you see in front of them. You never know what might click and what might be your next big product. So we have come to the end for our review podcast for today. Next time, I'll see you with a guest with new insights and some new aspects when it comes to different industries and solving different problems around us. So, see you then.